thank Datuk Sri Anwar dan Datuk Sri Wan Azizah for the generosity and friendship in organizing this dinner, and for all of you for your solidarity and support for attending this dinner. I've just returned from Kampung Bakuku, and I think apart from Tan Sri Tangau, probably you don't know where is Kampung Bakuku, and it's not surprised because I don't know where is Kampung Bakuku until I visited Kampung Bakuku in Tenom near Sabah Sarawak border, because we have a 3-day work camp, medical work camp for the villages in the surrounding areas. When I announced my political retirement at the party congress, DAP Congress, on 20th of March, from party elections, from party leadership, from parliamentary elections, from state assembly elections, my visit to Kampung Bakuku, I think, testified to the fact that it is not a total withdrawal. It's not a total retirement. Because I don't think it is possible to totally retire from politics. Politics influence every aspect of our life and the global scene. When I was more than half a century ago plunged into political involvement, it was driven by the ideals of idealism. But then we learned that involved party, running a party, state and parliamentary elections, forming state governments and federal governments. So I think it is something, a learning process as we go along. But I think we must remain constant in our struggle, in our dream for a better Malaysia, for justice, for equality, for good governance, for clean politics. And I think that must be constant in our political struggle, in our life. And I think this is important. It has been a long journey for a mission for unity, justice, and a better Malaysia for everyone, for every Malaysian, regardless of race, regardless of religion, regardless of region. And I've been privileged to have, in this long struggle, to share in the commitment, in the sacrifices of some great Malaysians who are some of them are no more with us: Satria Kapal, Satria Pipatu, Peter Deson, Ahmad Noor, Ibrahim Singe, Fan Yu Teng, Chang Ing Kai, Chang Kokit. But I think their spirit, their sacrifice make us more committed to continuing this mission for a better Malaysia, a Malaysia which becomes a world-class great nation. And if we think back for the last half a century, we have lost out. If you look back for the last half a century, Malaysia has regressed. We don't talk about administrations, talk about governments, we talk about 50 years. Malaysia regressed in competition, in good governance, in democracy, and in terms of a nation where the best people can contribute to the country. We have created the first Malaysian diaspora, where over 1 million of Malaysians, regardless of race, regardless of religion, feel better to migrate. Do we want to have a second Malaysian diaspora? In 2018, we achieved a near miracle. I don't expect the removal, the toppling of a corrupt UMNO hegemon. But the 22 months of Pakatan Harapan government was unable to achieve its electoral mandate, which was the term which was expected for 5 years. And no government in the world, nowhere in the world can you achieve in 5 years in 22 months. If in the first half of the 5-year term it has been slow, because there were opposition, there were including sabotage, it can accelerate the process in the second half term. But this was not possible. So we are still looking for a political equilibrium. We are still searching for a political stability after Sheraton move. And there are those who say the Chinese should not be afraid of a Malay government, which has created a rejoinder that the Malays should not be afraid of Chinese ministers. But I am more concerned. Why is it we are not talking about Malaysians must not be afraid of Malaysians? Malaysians must not be afraid of Malaysians. There is a fallacy that a Malaysian means a lost or a deculturated Malay, Chinese, Indian, Kadazan, Iban, which I think is one of the biggest fallacies of the time. When in fact, all that we want is a common understanding and identity superadded to our ethnic diversities and our ethnic identities. So I think we are in stirring times. Although I have announced my political retirement from party elections, leadership, parliamentary and state assembly, the fact is we are in stirring times. Can we in the 15th general election, which can be held this year, reignite, re-energize, re-motivate Malaysians? Malaysians in the country, Malaysians all over the world who came back specially to vote, who were energized in the 14th general elections. How do we do that? And the Malacca, Johor, Sarawak elections show that we must make this difference to the people. With the few months that we have, we must get that message across. How to save this country. How to reverse the half a century of regression. In the education master plan, we are supposed to be in the first half, in the first 1/3 of the PISA test. But we remain in the last 1/3, bottom 1/3. 50 years ago, we were comparable to many nations in Asia. Today, we are lost out to Taiwan, South Vietnam, Singapore, and South Korea. What is our future? Look at 2050. 2063, when we are 100 years old, I won't be around. Will we able to reset national policies, or we will be in a trajectory of kleptocracy, kakistocracy, and a failed state. I worry about that. And I've been very concerned about that. But I think these are in your hands. The present political leadership must reverse the process. And I think the people, Malaysians inside and outside the country, the world diaspora, Malaysian diaspora, they are waiting for the call, for the clarion call. And we must make that clarion call. But this is in your hands. All of you, the present political leaders of the country, this is your challenge. And I wish you the best. And you have my full support. Thank you very much.